Hi, this is a video about how to disassemble a Black+Decker belt sander. It's a DS-321. It takes a total of 3 different tools to do this. A T20 Torx bit, an 8mm nut driver, and some kind of drill driver. Although the drill driver is not completely necessary, it would still be very tedious to do this by hand. There are a lot of screws. So let's get started. First thing we're going to do is take off the dust collection bag. It's a little hard to get it off, but just pull straight off like that. It's not completely necessary to do that to disassemble the unit, but it makes it a little easier. And similarly, I'm going to take the belt off. Taking the belt off makes it quite a bit easier to assemble. So now let's start taking it apart. I'm going to start on the right hand side here. There are 6 easy to get at screws, and there is a secret screw on this side. So let's start with the 6 easy to get at screws. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. This is the most common size of screw on the sander. They're 11/16 of an inch, and they're pretty much used for everything. The secret screw is here, and we'll get to that a little later. And now we're going to take the screws on the left hand side off. There are 4 of the short screws on this side, so we'll take those off first. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's the 4 shorter ones. Now up front, there are 2 medium length screws. Get this out of the way. And we'll take those out. Okay. And now we'll take out the 2 longer screws at the back. And now we need to take off the handle to get at the secret screw. So to take the handle off, first thing we need to do is remove this little neoprene cap. Covers up access to a nut. So we now need the little 8mm nut driver. And we'll loosen this nut. Actually remove that nut. Okay, so there's a little washer in there and the little nut. And now we'll take off the lever assembly. This is a little rectangular nut or rectangular washer here. So now we take off the handle. Okay, now we have access to the secret screw. To remove the secret screw, we need to put the Torx bit back in. And there we have it. That's the last screw. We need to take it off. It should be coming apart. There we are. Alright, so now we'll take off the right side case here. Now we've got it apart. Now you have access to a few of the parts that might need to be replaced. The switch here, the brushes, and then the little port that gets filled up or clogged is right here. Okay, now we're ready to assemble the unit or reassemble the unit. The hardest part of this is getting the case on. there's this little pin here that hole here at the front needs to mate with. Before you start, you want to make sure everything's well seated. Okay, so now we put the case down. And we need to feed the nut or the little pin into the, and something is holding it up. Oh, there we are. So now we can start putting the screws back. So let's put the screws in on the right hand side first. Okay, now let's put the screws onto the left-hand side. We'll put the 4 short ones on now. Now we're ready for the 2 long screws at the back and the 2 medium length screws that go on the front. And the last screw we'll put in will be our secret screw, which goes underneath here where the handle is. Okay, and now to get the handle reinstalled. All right, that's pretty good. The lever assembly. And the little rectangular washer that goes on the lever assembly. And there you are. Now we need to put the washer on the little bolt that goes through the handle assembly. And lastly, we need to get the little washer or the nut here. The nut's just a little hard to get started. You don't fully tighten this nut. This nut controls how hard it is to use the lever. If it's too tight, you can't move the lever at all, and if it's too loose, the lever won't stay in place. So we need to tighten it just a little bit. Let's see how I do. It could be just a little bit tighter. Alright, that's good for the lever assembly. Now we need to reinstall the little cap, hides the nut. And we can put on the dust collection bag. And we'll put back the belt. And we need to open up this lever here so that the belt slides on easily. Sort of easily. And there you are, fully assembled. And let's plug it in and make sure it still works. Okay, there you go.